do cooperate with different political parties, but the cooperation does not mean that if we are cooperating, you come up to my bedroom.
Now, Anita Among is using a metaphor, but she doesn't realize something. She says, we do cooperate with other political parties, but what do we mean that, when we cooperate with another political party is referring to the NRM cooperating with other political parties, that you do not have a right to come up to my bedroom. So he's ring fencing the leadership, the speakership leadership position as this is out of bounds for you guys who are not NRM. This isn't just bad politics, it is bad manners. Only the head of the family has the final word on who can access which room in the house. He doesn't need lectures from a recently adopted child. Above all, when you insult your father's visitors, you've insulted your father. These folks are all performing for Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Now, Museveni is the head of the family. Do you realize they're not addressing, or referring to the constitution of how things should operate within the NRM?
You're watching Mordecai Marissa Live Political Commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
I cannot appreciate you enough for using your valuable time to always go on social media, break down things for people.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rivalry between Norbert and current Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, has reached an extremely shameful level. Now, shameful for you and I to watch, but this is what Museveni wants. When ostensibly capable leaders are tap dancing for him, performance for an audience of one person. And I say shameful because there was a time when I looked at Norbert as a presidential hopeful, when he was that convincing that his manifesto was almost bought by so many people in Uganda. Now, he's completely abandoned that. He's hell-bent on performing for Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. And Museveni does what he does best. Puts you in front of 1,000 people who are loyal to him and demands, without even saying a word, demands you to dance for him, perform. And then he's going to choose whom he wants to elevate to a certain level of leadership. Let me show you what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Watch here.
We do cooperate with different political parties, but the cooperation does not mean that if we are cooperating, you come up to my bedroom.
Now, Anita Among is using a metaphor, but she doesn't realize something. She says, we do cooperate with other political parties, but what do we mean that, when we cooperate with another political party is referring to the NRM cooperating with other political parties, that you do not have a right to come up to my bedroom. So he's ring fencing the leadership, the speakership leadership position as this is out of bounds for you guys who are not NRM. He's pretty much telling Norbert that you have to completely bow down to Museveni and denounce your membership of the Democratic Party, dismantle, annihilate that political party you tend to lead, then you'll be welcomed in this tent. But there's an irony here that she doesn't realize. She has been using the influence of money and the backing of Museveni and Kelebaka and Wanaho. But there's so many people within the NRM that look at her as an unfortunate intruder who just came out of the blue and she's Speaker of Parliament. They do not believe that she deserves to be there. That's why Norbert refers to her as an accidental speaker. And others, so many folks within the NRM look at her and be like, how does she end up, in this position? She was FDC yesterday, and now she's the Speaker of Parliament. Many of them are afraid to question her because they know the repercussions. But irony is dead when you say, you do not have a right to come into my bedroom. I welcome you to my house, but you don't have a right to come in, to come into my bedroom. Dude, you just joined NRM just 2 days ago, and now you are in position to decide for these folks. But you have to realize one thing. She's able to weaponize that metaphor because she knows she has the backing of either Salim Salih or Museveni. It doesn't matter, but let's continue.
Okay? You remain in the compound.
You remain in the compound, she says.
You don't come up to the bedroom. And I am saying, you don't come to the bedroom. The bedroom this time around is the speakership. You cannot cooperate to the tune of the speakership.
Look at the face of Norbert Mao. And then Norbert Mao responds.
You cannot cooperate to the tune of the speakership.
Actually, before I even play the words of Norbert Mao, I want to show you how he responded to this metaphor from Anita Among. This is what he says. This isn't just bad politics, it is bad manners. Only the head of the family has the final word on who can access which room in the house. He doesn't need lectures from a recently adopted child. Above all, when you insult your father's visitors, you've insulted your father. These folks are all performing for Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Now, Museveni is the head of the family. Do you realize they're not addressing, or referring to the constitution of how things should operate within the NRM? All of them are telling you, hey, we have to dance an audience of one person. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is the only one. How shameful. Is there a sense of shame at all? An iota or a modicum, a scintilla of shame in the head of Norbert Mao? Absolutely not. Because for Norbert Mao, his mission is to get to these positions where he's able to influence, not even to influence, but to get money, to accumulate wealth. That is extremely a shameful display that these people are now performing for Museveni. See me, Museveni, see me. I need to show you this one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Watch here. This is what she was saying.
We do cooperate with different political parties, but the cooperation does not mean that if we are cooperating, you come up to my bedroom. Okay?
Look at Anita Among. Like, I see you. Look at her facial expression. You won't understand this if you're not Uganda. She's like, okay. You think?
Okay? You remain in the cooperating, you come up to my bedroom. Okay? You remain in the compound. You don't come up to the bedroom. And I am saying, you don't come to the bedroom. The bedroom this time around is the speakership. You cannot cooperate to the tune of the speakership. So in that case,
some were asking us, what do we wear on our swearing in? You go with your uniform. You are saying, should we come and be sworn in with the president? No.
These people, I don't know. I cannot stomach this. These people are performing for Museveni. Museveni has elevated himself to this position where he's the one who knows who is a better. I'll show you a video here where he knows this is the one, this is a better leader. I've been watching you. I think you can be a good leader. Like, they venerate him. They've given him power. That I think sometimes he sits down and is like, okay, well, what's going on with these people? Let me show you here. I had a video. But before I do that, let me show you the words of Norbert Mao, then we go to Museveni.
Bino bye mulowooza nti abantu bwe babanga bavuganya kitegeeza nti oli abeera mulabe wa munne. Ekyo si kituufu. Ffenna tuli bannayuganda, ebitwawula birowoozo byaffe.
The joke is on you, Norbert Mao. You're tap dancing for what? For a man who doesn't believe in any form of competition. Challenging Museveni, he looks at you as an enemy that is going after his throat. That's what Museveni's mindset. So for you to come in and pretend,
katugambe wabeerawo ekizibu mu ggwanga, ow'ekibiina ekirala ayinza okuba n'ekirowoozo nti kino kye kiyinza okuwonya ekizibu ekyo. Buli omu anoonya ddagala. kati tunuulira ebibiina nga laboratories kati ekirwadde nga we kijja ng'ekyamukenyenya oba ekya covid buli omu agulawo laboratory ye kubanga tulina okulwanisa ekirwadde ekyo kati owa NRM owa DP owa NUP owa UPC bonna banoonya eddagala ogamba nti abavubuka tebalina mirimu ani alina ebirowoozo ebiyinza okuleeta abavubuka okufuna emirimu ebyo bye biyinza okutwawula naye nga tetuyinza kulaba buli atuwakanya oba buli atuvuganya nga mulabe wa Uganda fenna tuli bannayuganda.
The joke is on you. Stop that nonsense already. The joke is on you, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Do you know how justice has been delayed? Say that to Alex Waiswa-Mufumiro, who's been kept in prison to the point that his wife dies in his absence on trumped-up charges of illegal drilling. Where was he? Attending her wife's hospital program. How come we don't see you? But because Museveni wanted to strip Bobi Wine, take away all these people that are usually campaigning with him, people he relies on, he's like, put him to prison. You don't even care. Go tell that to Alex Waiswa-Mufumiro. Go tell that to Mwanga Chivumbi, whom Museveni accuses of terrorism, and the young boys that are in prison. He's so good at, these slick talking. Yeah. And then he uses those stupid metaphors he usually does too. He doesn't really care at all. These people are what really breaks my heart. There was a point when some people believed that Norbert Mao was suitable for president, to be president of Uganda. And there's some who still believe that because he's so good at a game of manipulation. Using that slick and, pretense of, I'm going to sit with the NRM or, we have to talk together. We have to engage them. He doesn't really care. Like I said, he's the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Look at how justice has been delayed in so many situations. Does he say a thing? Absolutely not. Look at how the Constitution is being abused. He's a minister. I remember when he was asked about Mohozi, he said, when it comes to those affairs, me, I've said what I have said. Resign. Show us that you can do something. Zero. Doesn't mean a thing. But I was telling you about how Museveni has been elevated to a weird position. Do I have that video? I had saved it somewhere. Let me see here. Where is the video? Where did I save it? Do I have it? Sorry, excuse me. Sorry. I think I had it somewhere. I think I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do not. Yeah, it's right here. I have it. I knew I had it. Okay. Listen to Museveni.
Now,
watch here, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, regarding Honorable Mao, that's a different logic. The logic, of course, Mao has got his individual qualities.
Mao has got his individual qualities. Look at me. I am the one who is able to see the qualities in other people because you guys have elevated me to a position of a deity. They worship him. So he looks at them, he's like, okay, I think you got some leadership qualities. I think I will give you a position of okulongosa toilet, and then you okukulira abantu abawata amatoke mukatale. That's the mindset of Museveni. He believes that he's this special guy.
As a leader, which I've been watching for a long time.
Oh, he's been watching for a long time. Oh my God. These are people who wanted to get him out of power. Norbert Mao had a manifesto that was saying, hey, Museveni should be out of power. But look at how Museveni has reduced him. Look at I don't know how to explain this. Look at how he's, I've been watching him. He's got some leadership quality.
But more importantly, this is the fourth attempt by patriots to unite the people of Uganda politically.
Shut up. I thought you consider yourself to be a patriot. Uniting the country was one of the 10-point program of the NRA. Are you admitting that after 40 years you failed on uniting the Ugandan people? Patriots, to unite Ugandans politically. I'm wondering, why are they not united politically? Could it be because you've superintended over the abduction, killing, and torturing of innocent people? Could it be the reason? Is it maybe they're not united because they hate the fact that one man thinks he's this special that he should be in power forever? Shut up. They don't care. They do not. They're just good at giving these speeches. Now he believes that he's this special. But in the end, guys, I don't have a horse in that race, the speakership race. I don't care whether it is Norbert Mao, whether it is Anita Among. I really do not care, because they're not there to serve the Ugandan people. They're there to serve the interest of Muhoozi, Keleba Kandwanaho, Janet Kataha, and Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the family of Museveni. That's what they're doing. So I don't care. But what this really exposes, it is the extent at which Museveni is going to use his power to get loyalty, to have loyalty, because he's appointed himself as this person who is looking at them. Nobody Bawa, he can appoint you, and then you, I've been watching you for good time. So all these people have subconsciously and consciously come to a conclusion that we are below you, sir, that you can address us any way you want, that you can play us like a fiddle, like you can do whatever you want. We are nothing to you. That's what Museveni wants. All dictators do. They want to get to a point where all these people you think are potential to become leaders are nothing. Now, Mao has been defeated. I think I'm going to do a special documentary of the rise and fall of Norbert Mao, because this is unbelievable. This is extremely shameful. Now, to people who worship power and money or wealth, they think that Norbert Mao is rising and rising and rising. But deep in him, he knows that's not what he wants. Norbert Mao wanted to be president of Uganda, to change things, not to pander, not to shield a criminal regime. It is because he gave up. Now he looks at himself. Please. This is so shameful. But remember, guys, when these guys performed for Museveni, it ended up shamelessly exposing again how they're fighting for loyalty before Museveni. Remember this fight between Kadaga and Anita Among. Oh boy, I can't. Okay, I'll dig more into this, then I'll come out and I'll be here to break this down for you. So stick around, please, ladies and gentlemen. I thought you'd enjoy this. My name is Mordecai Murisa. See you. Bye-bye for now.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Marissa Live YouTube channel? Thank you.